Hey, it's a new week, which means new challenges and new things going on. This week, the number one priorities are making sure my team is in place and making sure that our goals are solidified and our funnels are in place and our systems are in place for this summer. So it's all about making sure that the work that we've been doing so far is setting us up for success, because summer leads to tons and tons of challenges because I'm out of the office for about 2 months. So it's a new beginning here. I'm actually working live from DU, which is in downtown Denver, University of Denver, because it is starting of the summer lacrosse club season. So a lot of things happen, which means that basically I am working through my laptop. This is like the ultimate laptop lifestyle, but not like people think, right? Like I'm not at some tropical beach somewhere. That's what it's about, and I wouldn't change it for the world. So thankful that I have a company and I build my business so that I can do that. So this week is all about equipping my team, systems, funnels, and doing life authentically, not resisting it. About you?
Well, I think a big problem out there is that coaches overcomplicate the concept of coaching. So I always say they try to turn it into something.
And sometimes it doesn't really go. It's not really, honestly, being a Christian in the coaching space and the online business space is not real popular right now, because I'm not into that, woo woo. And then on top of that, I drop the F-bomb and say bad language, and so they really have no idea what to do with me. I am recording another fresh podcast, and this one is just a deep dive strategy session just with me. And I really love doing these one-on-one podcast workshops for the listeners of my podcast. I love having guests too, of course, but sometimes when it's just the two of us, like me and my listener, and I can download the training and workshop that I want them to have, and I think it's important for them to have. It's a really cool thing. There's just this connection there, even though, it's totally one-sided. It's just me sitting here recording the podcast, but I am able to get a lot of feedback and connection from my Facebook community in that. So it's a special time, and I take it really, really seriously. When I record podcasts, it's like recording a whole new business training. And so there's a lot of preparation that goes into it, and I outline the episode and I research for the episode, and obviously make sure the content is good, the content is clear, and it takes people from not knowing to knowing is really what I like to focus in on in each particular episode. So today is the last full day of school for my kids, which means it's the last day that I have my office space to myself. And what that looks like is I actually did not get up that early. I stayed in my jammies for a while, just got out of the shower, and I think instead of like hitting the ground running really hard, I was just kind of like drinking my drink and going through emails, and probably around 10 a.m. this morning, I really got going. So I'm recording a podcast episode, and then I'm getting my team everything that they need from me in order to launch this new business launch program that we're offering over the summer. And so once I get that to them, then I can also send them the project plan for it, and have my project manager come in and just kind of take it from there, and then boss me around and tell me what I'm missing, which is great. great. But it does take initiation and decision making on my part. So I did all of that this morning, and now I'm in here recording this podcast episode. And strategically speaking, the episode that I'm recording right now relates to, it's on the same topic of the business program that I'm launching. And so this episode will be released during the time that I am accepting registrations for that program that I worked on this morning. And so if I'm putting things in order of what I need to do, first I had to make sure that the opt-ins and the landing pages for the program were in place, because I'm going to talk about them here on this episode. So there's like an order of operations. I have to know where I'm sending people to so that I can talk about it on today's podcast episode. Sometimes I think things are totally organized in my brain, and then I go to explain them and I can't explain them very well. But there is a method to my madness, and there's always a content marketing or a content creation and distribution plan. And it all correlates so that the messages that we are giving are the same messages across the board for a certain period of time. So that's what I'm working on today. And my husband is tag teaming. He's owning lacrosse practices for tonight, and I actually get to work very, very late. Okay, a little bit of a bittersweet moment. I've had a full day of work, and it's finally sinking in that I am down to 2 days left to have a kid in elementary school. And I'm here at our spot where I pick up my son. He's gonna walk across this little field and hop in my car with his smiley face, and he's gonna do the same thing tomorrow. And it will be the last time that I pick up a kid from elementary school. And that is like a monumental moment for me. I mean, you think about it, elementary school lasts longer than, middle school and high school separately. And so it's a really big deal for him. And I think it's kind of a big deal for me too. So I'm not sad because I love my kids being super independent and I'm super independent, but it's just kind of the end of an era. This is my youngest baby. And out of 3 boys, he's the last one to walk across this field. Countdown. This is day 2. Tomorrow I guess this is day 1. Tomorrow will be day 0, the last time. So, it's life. But it's like going places. What do you think about going to middle school?
It's fun.
You haven't been there yet. How do you know it's fun? Okay. Awesome. All right, this is the last time we are in an elementary school classroom, and nobody's in here, so I'm not embarrassing my son, so I can do this video. It's the last day of us being, get in here, hon. It's the last day of us being elementary school parents. We're definitely ready for
a beer.
A beer. That's right. Wrapping it up. I'm closing down Costco. I'm like the last chick here. Look at how much food you have to buy. Okay, that is 1 week worth of food for 3 boys. And I go to, unload and do the puzzle, if you will, in the back of my car of all of that. And look at what is in the back of my car. It is totally full of kids' gear. because they did not take it out of my car. So welcome to my life. Today I actually did awesome though. Wrapped the week up really well. Finished our promotion for the launch we're doing this summer. Edited podcast, hosted a live training, and spent some one-on-one time with some clients that needed me. So as far as that goes, it's a wrap. It's Friday night. I am not working this weekend, totally taking the weekend off. Have some family coming in town, hosting a big barbecue for Memorial Day, but not until I figure out how to fit all of this in my car and get it all home. And I'm sure when I get there, I'm gonna have 3 starving children because, of course, it is like nighttime. See, I'm the only one here. Look, the last one standing. All right, so this weekend we are cruising around at Boulder Creek Fest. It's a super fun place. I love it because it reminds me kind of how I grew up. It's a festival of all these entrepreneurs who have their booths, these creative entrepreneurs with, their creations out here trying to sell them and make some money. And when I was a little kid, my parents used to make things and we used to travel all around to arts and craft festivals and sell our stuff. And I got to meet some of the coolest and some of the weirdest entrepreneurs ever. They're like the ultimate lifestyle creatives. So I'm gonna cruise in here and check out some handmade jewelry, one of my favorite things to do. My son is dancing here at the festival, so it always is a cool kind of excuse to come down here. And we're gonna go ahead after that, probably head to the beer garden, but it's definitely not a working weekend. But it certainly is such a pleasure to be in the company of so many great creative entrepreneurs. Whiskey and rye, singing this will be the day that I die.
Stop believing. Hold on to the feeling. Green lights, believing.
With you, we're so bad. We need you guys. Thanks for hanging out with us here at Burn the Picket Fence. We love showing you behind the scenes, and if you liked it, please click subscribe and like to this episode, and we'll have another one come out for you next week. And if you're looking for more in the way of entrepreneurship, business training, then cruise over and subscribe to the Sweet Life Entrepreneur podcast on iTunes, Pandora, Spotify, and anywhere else where you listen to podcasts. Have an awesome night.